Worker Justice is a network of people of faith that calls upon our religious values in order to educate, organize, and mobilize the religious community in the United States on issues and campaigns that will improve wages, benefits, and conditions for workers, and give voice to workers, especially workers in low-wage jobs. Interfaith Worker Justice envisions the religious community acting on its values in creative and strategic ways as a powerful leader in creating and sustaining a nation where all workers share in the prosperity of our society, enjoy the fundamental human right to organize, and lead dignified lives as a result of their labor. Interfaith Worker Justice envisions a nation where all workers enjoy the rights to wages, health care, and pensions that allow workers to raise their families and retire with dignity, safe working conditions, organizing and bargaining collectively to improve wages, benefits, and conditions without harassment, intimidation, or retaliation, equal protection under labor law, regardless of immigration status, and an end to the practice of pitting immigrant and U.S.-born workers against one another, fair and just participation in a global economy that promotes the welfare of both domestic and foreign workers. In addition to enjoying these rights, Interfaith Worker Justice also believes workers are responsible to be in solidarity with other workers in pursuit of workplace justice and live in harmony with people around the world. Employers have a responsibility to respect these rights, and elected officials have a responsibility to create public policies that promote and enforce these rights. To ensure that employers respect these rights and that workers can exercise their responsibilities, new and creative partnerships among the religious community, organized labor, immigrants' rights groups, government agencies charged with protecting workers' rights, and other segments of society are needed. Interfaith Worker Justice engages clergy, lay people, and future religious leaders of diverse faith traditions to participate fully and creatively. When the regulation of associations are founded upon religion, the way is easy toward establishing the mutual relations of the members, so that peaceful living together and prosperity will result. Offices in the associations are to be distributed properly in accordance with the common interest, and in such a way, moreover, that wide difference in these offices may not create discord.
We're really deeply concerned that the religious community was very active in soup kitchens and shelters, but we really weren't doing much work collectively on economic justice issues, and in particular on issues of concerns to low-wage workers.
I mi się wydaje, dla nich to jest zwykła sprawa, nie ma dla nich znaczenia. Dla nas to więcej boli, że katolik odpowiada katolika, że tam muzułmanina, może nas to boli inaczej, ale uważam, że ludzie, którzy okradają, już są sami natychmiast się stają nieprzystosowani do tej wiary może, bo oni może mówią, że są wierzący, ale oni nie są wierzący. Tak ja to odczuwam bezpośrednio. Ponieważ żadna religia nie mówi, żeby kogokolwiek okraść, a on okrada. Czyli łamie, mam wręcz piąte przykazanie, na przykład w katolicyzmie mówi nie kradnij, a on kradnie. To jeżeli nie
Because work is this important, people have a right to employment. In return for their labor, workers have a right to wages and other benefits sufficient to sustain life and dignity. As Pope Leo XIII stated, every working person has the right of securing things to sustain life. The way power is distributed in a free market economy frequently gives employers greater bargaining power than employees in the negotiation of labor contracts. Such unequal power may press workers into a choice between an inadequate wage or no wage at all. But justice, not charity, demands certain minimum wage guarantees. The provision of wages and other benefits sufficient to support a family in dignity is a basic necessity to prevent this exploitation of workers. The dignity of workers also requires adequate health care, security for old age or disability, unemployment compensation, healthful working conditions, weekly rest, periodic holidays for recreation and leisure, and reasonable security against arbitrary dismissal. These provisions are all essential if workers are to be treated as persons rather than simply a factor of production.
do this work out of my faith. I mean, I don't know how anyone can read the scriptures, the Hebrew scriptures or the Christian scriptures, and not get a sense that, you know, we're called on earth to make the world a better place.
You know, I have a little bit of a unique entrance, I think, to this work. You know, not being a low-wage immigrant worker myself, I really came to this through the university. I was looking at the economy in Chicago. I was looking at immigrant issues in Chicago, and really stumbled into this. It wasn't part of our plan to start a worker center, to publish 15,000 copies of a workers' rights manual outlining your basic state labor protections, your federal labor protections, as well as who are the government agencies responsible for enforcing them. That was distributed in English, Spanish, and Polish all around Chicagoland. What they didn't anticipate happening is that there'd be an enormous outcry from people saying,
wage theft in Chicago really resembles wage theft around the country, in that it affects large numbers of workers. Certainly, immigrant workers often are the most exploited, but they're not really the only ones affected by this problem of wage theft.